Yo, what is up, guys? We are here, back at it. Holidays have officially concluded. Not completely for me. I feel like the new year does not start for me until after this regional this Sunday. But let's get into this game. Okay. Let's see. Round 3 here. We win the roll. Okay, we won 3 rolls today. The only roll we lose is our last round. So that definitely does speak to how the deck could have performed well. And real quick, I guess one thing I did notice as we're watching these games and as I see here. I opened double pike diva. So I think over this week I actually did open quite a few multiple normal summon hands. So that's definitely something to take into account. I think it was a 43 card list. You think that 43 card list, you're not seeing 3 normal summons more than like once or twice. And I think I saw it maybe 3 to 4 times. So that's something to take into account. But we are facing Tempai, Bestial, Kashtira, Fiendsmith. Like it's pretty crazy, but it's like a legit deck. And even if that did sound like a gimmick, this is a real player. This is definitely a player where I don't get like nervous, like like I'm not comfortable and I'm like out of my loop. But you have those players where you get the nerves of like, ooh, this is not going to be easy. Like I'm gonna have to you're gonna have to try. You know what I mean? So that's always exciting. It's like a real test for the deck. I feel like when you play better players. But so we are getting into it. We are going first. We open Diva, Double Pike, Shrine, and General. So 3 normal summons, a brick, and the best card in our deck. The best extender in our deck. So deciding what to do here, this was definitely an awkward turn. And seeing double pike instantly turns off deep seeking for me. Like in my head, I'm not really thinking that's like a real play I want to go for anymore. So we start with a normal pike, discarding general. We do this over diva, because I feel like a normal summon diva is just like such a hand trap magnet that I feel like it's more likely Pike is more likely a search that will go off. People always kind of knew Pike is the card that didn't really search anything. Like they're always like, oh no, wait for Prince, And so if everyone's thinking wait for Prince and they don't hand trap the Pike, it can still go through. But if they see Diva, they go, oh, Diva is Prince, hit Diva. And so this feels like a better normal summon. But yeah, so that's why I chose that over like the Diva play, or starting with Shrine. Obviously, we want to see if we can get Ash first. So yeah, we had to add Squad, which is huge. So now that we're adding Squad, like obviously that Pike normal is like really scary. But now after we get past that, you feel really safe. Shrine, Squad, no Droll and Resolution. Although Droll wouldn't really matter here anymore. I don't think so. Shrine would have got us. Obviously, Shrine here is now getting us Ran because we have that as an option because we play Lancia. So that's what we're doing off the Shrine, and then we're obviously just going to special Prince off the Squad. And so I get into another awkward predicament here. This was a very awkward game, honestly. This whole match was very awkward for my deck. We see a couple weak points of my playstyle, or not my playstyle, but like where I'm still like working on getting better at. But yeah, we summon Prince, and this is where we realize we can't get 5 waters while doing the minstrel line. And we kind of have to pick one or the other. So I end up basically going for the high roll, deciding to search the Moulin and not the minstrel. Now in hindsight, maybe it's actually better to just minstrel or add dragoons, minstrel dragoons, and then search for something else. Maybe just not Moulin, just like infantry, and maybe just play from there and have full hand knowledge, where here I have no idea what I'm playing into, and it definitely messes with my line of play. So the play I was actually going for was I was going to send my 2 waters, make Coral Enemy, summon one back to the field, and then that'll give me a 5 count, and then I can drop Moulin. Excuse me. I can drop Moulin before he can nib me. I think that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're at 5 or 6. We'd be at like 5 or 6 the Moulin summon. So Moulin was dying to nib, but that's fine. We just figured I would Moulin him. Let him nib my board, take 2 other cards out of his hand, and then drop Lancia or drop Rain and make Lancia, and then like that's our follow up. But instead we get Ghost Ogre on the enemy, and that's something. And then he did that to me twice, by the way. He hits me with that twice, and so that definitely taught me that I need to start playing around Ghost Ogre and how it actually does have some effectiveness against us, like with the Coral Enemy. So yeah, we have a follow-up Ran Dragoons in hand, and so now I'm obviously like looking to see like what I could do here. My hand currently is Pike, Megalo, Diva, and then Mulan. Now another hindsight play here is I don't have infantry yet. Maybe the Megalo should not have been searched here. It's more of a going second card. I think I was just trying to extend it because I thought I had enough waters to do it. But really I probably should just search the infantry because it would have came up in the exact scenario I needed to come up, actually. So we decided to add the Megalo. This was definitely the wrong play. Like, the more I'm watching this and looking at this is me overextending for sure, because it even felt bad while I was doing it. So the line I'm going for is a Yugioh. I want to make a Yugioh, which I can do out of the Megalo. I have 2 discards for the Megalo, add the Abyss spell, and then summon squad, discard a card, and then make Yugioh. That's the line we make. And yeah, looking back on this, that was probably incorrect. I just would have had more cards in hand. Because I'd be able to discard the infantry off the shrine, and then draw a card and get a pop, and then the Lancia can just do its thing. And yes, Lancia and Yugioh are both kind of doing the same thing, just negating face-up monster effects. So the Yugioh does feel a little redundant. I do like that it's protection for the Lancia. So I guess I have 2 questions for you guys. You guys help me clear this up. So one, if he maybe it's just one question, but so when we have General on field and your opponent attempts to activate a monster effect on field, if it resolves, they have to discard a card. So does that mean that if they go normal summon Deep Sea Diva and I chain Yugioh, while General's on field, so General's on field, the normal Diva, they declare effect, General's going to discard a card from their hand if it resolves, but I activated Yugioh to negate Diva's effect. Does he still have to discard a card? So yeah, that was the only thing I'm not too sure about, is when he has to actually discard that card. And I guess it'd be good to double confirm that he does have to, in fact, if the effect does not resolve on field, I still believe he has to discard a card for General. I'm pretty sure. Like when he activates the Link monster. We'll get to it in a second. You guys can double check with me. So yeah, he's bringing General for the first time. I don't think he's ever played against New Water, so he's learning all these cards, which is unfortunate. Well, it's good for him because he's this guy at my locals and he needs all the knowledge he can get for. He's probably playing this regional as well, coming up this weekend. So this guy, is that Requiem? Is that what his name is, Requiem? So when he activates on field to send itself some from deck, he does have to discard a card, right? Because it activated on field. I'm not crazy. So this is me telling him that what I believe it to be is, if I negate your effect with Yugioh or negate your effect with Ash or whatever, then you don't have to discard a card because it's not resolving. If that makes sense to me, but maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, so he's just going through engraver plays. I do like this. I do feel this does feel really safe. The Lancia does feel really safe when they don't imprint it right away. You know what I mean? Like if they don't have that first turn imprint they start playing, all of a sudden it feels like you have a wall. I guess talents can be bad as well. Talents is a little bit of a counselor to Lancia, which is another thing I need to take into account. But yeah. Oh, so this is the scenario where infantry would have came up. So he has engraver on field. And he's threatening to use Engraver effect to send his Link to send Yugioh to the graveyard. Now, this is why I really thought it mattered, because I am negating this effect with Yugioh. Because I have squad under Yugioh. Yugioh is really, he's my only follow-up on field right now. I am in possession at all. So I knew I needed the Yugioh, and that's why I negate it. But I don't know if he had to discard a card or not here. And yeah, so I detached the Megalo because I'm banking on the fact that Yugioh needs to live, which I think he will, just because of Yugioh's ability to make it to where high-level monsters can't attack. So that's a pretty big deal. As well as I wonder if he doesn't. As well as I don't know where I was going with that. I lost train of thought. I don't know. On to the next. But yeah, so he's summoning Fusion here. He searched Magnemite. He searched Magnemite. I'm not sure why. I mean, I guess it's an extender. I actually just I forget what he does here. Oh yeah, so he just goes. Oh wow, I'm losing on these names. Um, I guess one thing I should say is it's killing Typhon. Typhon. Oh my gosh. Okay, he summons Typhon. Now this was definitely a little bit of a Jedi mind trick moment. If you guys have ever read Patrick Hoban's book, he talks about this kind of stuff. When he summons Typhon, I am telling him that like it, you know how like you play a card and then you kind of explain it like before they even ask you about it. This is that moment where he drops Typhon and then I announce to him, yeah, if you put Lancia back into my extra deck, it won't trigger. It won't activate this effect. And the reason I'm telling him that is because I want him to spin my Lancia instead of spinning my Gaios. And then attack wise, I don't know why he didn't just attack it. I think he just attacks general, which is crazy actually. I really don't understand that looking back on this. Because the general isn't really doing anything to his field while it's face up. And Giles just looks like more of a problem card. So yeah, that was a play. And so this is another question I have, guys. He has 2,900 attack. I have 28. I don't know if I can activate Giles. I'm like I'm like 99% positive. But just because the Typhon's attack points is higher than Giles, is it still legal to activate? I'm not sure. I know you cannot activate Giles when they have an empty board, but I would think because at the end of the chain, it is possible that Typhon's attack could be less. So might not be allowed to trigger Giles. Doesn't target anything, so it doesn't target. It shouldn't be restricted by that. I don't think so. It doesn't, and I don't think it says like if there is a monster with attack less than yours. I think it just says all monsters with attack less than yours. So I don't know. We'll continue. So we do have Giles on field, and he also probably didn't even know, like, he also was just reading the water cards for the first time. So it's not like you're going to, like, really realize that, oh, yeah, squad, like, once I detach that, I'm just going to start playing again. Like, how could he possibly know that, too? This is also a moment where if I did lose the Giles, this is where the second Coral was going to come up. Because if I had this, because I drew Prulio for turn, and so if he had, like, kill Giles and left General, then I'd be able to go normal Perulia, link all Perulia in general, make second an enemy, and then attempt to play. But it is actually, it's actually kind of funny though, because I might be crazy, but I'm pretty sure he has another Ghost Ogre in hand. Pretty sure he has another Ghost Ogre, so that play would not have been good. Well, it would have been the right play, but it wouldn't have succeeded. But yeah, so we detached squad, we summoned Prince, and this was a big fault of mine. I have trouble with this exact play. What to recycle with for the Triana based on, or when to and what to. Both of those I have problems with. I feel like I want to try and like grab it again with King before I banish it. But I just don't know. I never know what are the three right waters. I just feel like 3 isn't enough anymore. 3 used to be enough for this deck, but now I feel like I have too many options, and I'm just not seeing the right line fast enough. So I need to work on this moment in the games a lot. But yeah, so I end up summoning Prince, send Dragoons. I end up add Shrine, and then Dragoon's Grave adds infantry. So I think all of this is fine. This was actually a pretty good line. It took me a little too long to get here, but what we ended up doing is we ended up Shrine, send the Prince off board. I knew that I had to get to infantry. I knew that it needed to get discarded, so I can get rid of the Typhon so I can summon Presidra. Because all I'm thinking is, okay, Nib. I spent this whole locals thinking really hardcore about Nib and being afraid of it. I guess like if anything, you would say I was testing what my play looks like when I'm very, very much focused on playing around Nib. But so I'm really just trying to like get rid of the Typhon while getting into all my engine. And then once the Typhon's gone, I can throw Poseidra right on top of the Gaios, and then we're instantly safe from Nib. And then from there on, it's force out of Bahamut. What does he do? We'll see. And then I just keep playing. So Artea searches Gun, which Gun does really well into a board. It's not great going first, but it's a really nice extender, especially when you're playing you're using your whole entire hand, and the card economy is crazy, especially when you're trying to play through a full board of full interruptions with just engine alone. Yeah, dude, that normal on Perulia, he was just like, what? That was crazy. So this is how we force out the Bahamut. Like again, I say like this is a good line. It just took me too long to get here. It's my only issue. So, I did also know about this as well. I was afraid of this trap because I'm thinking at any moment he can send my Gaius to the grave and then I lose it. But I can technically just discard it with Gund eventually and then get it back and do it that way. But that was perfect. We force up the Paradise with the Bahamut, as we expect to. That's also a moment where I think Dweller might be cool, because if I have Dweller there, then it means I can quick effect, detach, force him to use the trap anyways, so the trap still gets used, but then we also get to get another Dragoon Surge. So having another Dragoon Surge seems really, really cool there. Because Bahamut, you're just losing everything. You're basically losing 2 bodies and an extra resource. At least with Bahamut, you're at least replacing itself with a new resource in hand. So that might be a decent reason to actually want to play Dweller, even over Kraken, because the worst thing about Kraken is you can't detach any materials, and that's what makes it the most frustrating out of the rank 4s. I feel like is like it's not even a good rank 4 for our deck. It's just good under Shifter. But yeah, so we used our Teus and Presager to go into Lacia, and then we're using Presager's effect, discarding Gun, which is crazy here, and so like, unfortunately I wasn't able to get a Minstrel in rotation to have like an easier Porpoise, so I decided to still focus on it because I have the 2 Pikes, and I can get a rank 4 from that. But yeah, my Gun target I was just not positive in. I think in hindsight, I think I maybe summon. I don't know. Maybe I even summon. I don't know what I would summon. I feel like nothing really changes here. I think the Megalo is fine. My idea with the Megalo was I'm going to eventually get to a point where I get here, and then I'm thinking, okay, what can my Megalo do? And I'm thinking, well, I do have rank 7 access, so I'm thinking go to the King, detach the Bahamut, make a Toad, and then I get my Abyss spell from the graveyard, and then I can summon back my Teus, and well, I guess I can't even make the rank 7 because it's not recycled. That is awkward. So I don't actually know why I wanted to go for a Teus here. Now this line just doesn't seem very good. So I think this may have been a mess up of some sorts. Maybe needing to leave the Lancia in hand. Lancia is not super bad in hand, but this, and then this Bahamut and Porpoise, maybe just stay on the field. This might be another moment of overextending. As I'm watching this, I guess the one other thing we could have done. No. I'm thinking about another rank 4. So that's another thing. I mean, if I had a Dweller here, I still had another Bahamut in my extra deck, I could have summoned Pike off of the Gun, and then summoned. Well, but it's all over the place, guys. There's too much going on. I'm thinking way too deep into it. But this was the wrong play. I was imagining myself getting to a Teus for a rank 7 play, and I completely just like missed on that. And so when I missed on that, I did think, oh, it's fine. I'll use Teus as an interruption for my Toad, because I always forget I can tribute other Aquas for the Toad. But then he has a second Ghost Ogre, and he Ghost Ogres my Toad. So I lose my Teus body, and then I lose my Toad. And why the Toad's really frustrating is because Toad could have put back Gaios. And then I could have made Gaios with Megalo, with Megalo and Teus, and then have another negate as a follow-up, have the Bahamut still on board, and then I still have the King, so I can make it untargetable. Oh, that was the line. I should have just instantly thought to just tribute the Toad right away. Again, we are learning to play through new hand traps, because that's another moment where I see Ghost Ogre can be impactful, is if you try to tribute off other monsters. So you probably just have to stick to Toad tributing itself, so you're not getting hit by cards like that. But yeah, so it's looking a little Brim for sure. losing the negate, I think I do already have infantry in hand, and I negated I also negated his Magnemite. Maybe I didn't want him to get the search, but maybe that also wasn't too big of a deal. I don't know. It gets him into Chaos Angel, so I guess maybe that is a big deal. Hard to say. Going down too many lines. But yeah, maybe that Toad negate wasn't necessary. Um, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so he's just going to sequence combos. This is the part of his Tempai deck, and he goes into sequence. And this was a big misplay on his part. He only plays one Desert Ray. I mean, he's playing like 4 different engines. I don't know how extensive the extra decks are. Well, 4 different: Kistira, Bestial, Tempai, and Fiendsmith. Yeah, so he goes to make Desiree here, and he's like, oh shit, I don't have a Desiree in my extra deck. And he's just like, yeah, that's big. And, good on him. I actually respect him for this. He didn't ask to take the playback. I do respect him for that, because that shows he actually cares. And he's like, okay, well, if I'm going to mess up, I need to play through it. Like, there's no point in taking it back. Because it's not going to help you in a tournament, because they're not going to let you do that in a tournament. But yeah, so he gets to his Tempai cards, and he's thinking, I'll just, do the Tempai stuff. And then I have the infantry, and there's nothing he can do about it. So once I pop his Tempai, yeah, he ashes my shrine, which is hilarious. But at that point, it's over. His sequence is doing nothing, and I still have a full board. But yeah, so long games here. We'll go into game 2. So this is another interesting game. I don't remember this one nearly as well, but which I don't even remember the first one at all. So what am I even saying? Fiendsmith combos. You know what I mean? I actually think I have a pretty baller hand. I think I have Lightning Storm. I wasn't looking at all. Now I put my hand down. Why did I put my hand down? Also, I didn't know this card negates and destroys. I thought I just negated. I'm like, it's not that bad of a card. But so I have Lightning Storm. I think it's double Teus, Prince. Ooh, what is that last card? Shrine. Prince, Shrine, double Teus, Lightning Storm. That is a really good hand. Like, these are crazy engine hands. My hands going second are just disgusting. So, I don't know why I didn't see why I dropped the turn, but Lightning Storm first action, it gets Judgment. And that's like, it's fine. Alright, get it out of here. If anything, Lightning Storm got rid of it. I did call monsters, like I was gonna clear his whole fucking board. And if anything, yeah, he has to do that, because if I clear his board, I'm 100% playing through a Judgment. I'm 100% minstrelling. I'm 100% minstrelling you and killing you. But yeah, so I drew Squad. That's disgusting. So we're attempting to summon Teus, and just like that, in one interaction, we are clearing both. And so this is where I'm like, wait a minute, what, destroys? Oh man. And he's like, you want to take it back? I'm like, of course not. Same as him. Like, I messed up. I don't know if I would have changed my line at all though. I think the same thing happens. I just didn't know. But yeah, he negates the Squad summon as well, and I'm like, cool. I guess now we just need to play. And I know exactly what he's gonna do. So that's why I'm like putting my hands down. I'm just like, you have to seal Prince. You can't just not. And at that point, it's I have Shrine and another Teus in hand. So we're just playing. We are just playing. Now I don't remember what I do here. Probably, I don't know. I can see why this would be difficult. It's just like, what order do I want to do this? So Teus again. Yeah, because I didn't get to activate Teus' effect on field, so I still get the search too. Yeah, this is fine, because this gets us to, this will get us to a Squad on field, and I didn't see what he was, I saw the trap to play through as well. So yeah, quite a bit of interruptions we had to play through here. Searching the gun off the Teus, man, gun's crazy. Oh, and then this is really crazy. Now I see where I'm going. Since I have a Teus and Grave, I can revive it with the gun. And I can discard the gun off of the Squad, making all 3 of my monsters level 7, making it impossible for him, or making me be able to go directly to Poseidra rather than a Gaios, where if he knows to hit on the Gaios, then I'm like, that's a lot of cards committed for a failed play. But it's, okay, again, this is an issue. It took me a little long to get here. I need to think about this. I need to, like, get past these mental barriers a lot faster. That's probably the thing I'm most nervous about for the tournament, honestly, is just how long I take to think about my plays. But yeah, so we're summoning the gun back. Use a spot effect. That's cracked. That's a crazy play. And the only unfortunate thing here is we haven't really played around Nib at all. This is really nice because it sucks that we lose this the send effect, because the send effect is crazy. But truly, what is crazier is that float effect. The fact that it forces an interruption no matter what, in almost every game state, and you just know that the minute they hit it, you're gonna have to deal with a whole new board now. And I feel like that's what makes him so crazy. Yeah, so he sends it. I discard Shrine because I'm realizing I'm not really needing the Shrine right now. Well, and it was my last card in hand, so I had nothing. Yeah. So, but I know that we're getting to Prince. So getting to Prince is crazy. So we're getting back to Shrine anyways, which is really cool. But yeah, so we sent Dragoons, added Shrine, Dragoons, added Infantry, and what's also crazy with the first game is that he never even saw Deep Sea King. He only saw that I was playing the Lancia build, and so now we're getting into this game. And I'm pretty sure, this is where I Shrine Tribute Prince. Now he's like, wait, what is that? You know, it's a whole new boss monster. Which is really cool. That is a cool thing that players might not be prepared for. But yeah, so we make the Deep Sea King, and we're just kind of playing from here. We're seeing how far can we go. Obviously we've lost to a Nibiru here. He doesn't have it. I don't really know what to say about that. Maybe we do just lose to Nibiru. That is where talents could be a pretty nice card, as you know, if I could do all this with the talents in hand and then snipe his hand, that also would probably help with my play on field because I won't be worried about hand traps anymore. But yeah, so we get to Deep Sea King. We summon 3 pikes, 3 pikes. Summoning 3 pikes, that's crazy. And we haven't used our coral yet, which is also crazy. Oh. I had forgotten infantry's mandatory effect. Infantry's mandatory effect to pop. So what we're doing is because I discarded infantry off the Deep Sea King to some of the pikes. So we're just popping Caesar King. The reason we're popping Caesar King is because he's a water, and if I just choose to Zealantis him, then his card will come back. And we don't want that. So I had to go back and do that. I always feel bad about it, but at the same time, it's like, it is mandatory in a tournament. You have to go back and resolve that for a proper game state. Which, it does, we do like that, the fact that you like to have mandatories, I feel like, in that sense, because in case these situations where you do forget your play, you do get to go back and actually search the card needed or pop the card needed. Water breaks. So we use Coral Effect here. There was nothing better to summon. We were just summoning a body so we can get to the Zealantis. And so this is this was an interesting choice I knew I had to make. So he is at 4,000 life points because he saw him Judgment me. And I did actually remember that. Usually I forget about it. I did actually remember it this time, because the last time I forgot about it, and that slipped in my head. So knowing he Judgment me, I know that these 3 are enough to kill him. Maybe not. Well, Pike is 16. I think, yeah, with either combination of these cards. So yeah. So I'm pretty sure we can kill him through a Bestial, like a Magnamut. Well, he already has Magnamut on field. Oh, okay. I'm rambling, guys. Okay, so where I'm going with this is, the play here was I knew I could kill him with just the buys on board, and it was a play to win, not a really play to be safe, or live longer. I have Toad here. I also know that Toad is going to get banished and stay banished when all my monsters come back. But I also know it doesn't really matter at this point. I just need the bodies to attack him, and I'm clearing 2 of his to do that. So I'm thinking, I make the Toad, I do the Zealantis play. If the Toad's gone, I win. If he has Nibiru, I win. And that's where we were with this play. Yeah, so I go to Zealantis him, as we will see here, and he activates Ghost Ogre, and we just negate it with Toad. And what's also nice about that too is, yeah, it sucks losing to Tony Gate, but it made sure our Xantis resolved. It made sure we did not get Nibiru. And then I'm getting a card back, which is also very cool. So yeah, there's definitely multiple reasons why I think doing that play, knowing the Tozen was going to be gone forever, I think this play was fine. And because one thing we do know, just from seeing his hand, is last card's hand was dead. Also, that was cool. The fact that people are playing talents and we don't get talents because we don't play a lot of hand traps. That's also a pretty crazy thing. But yeah, that was a pretty good game. That was a really good game. I guess that game wasn't as weird as I thought it was. It was just we were both very low on resources, I think. But then his grind game's crazy. So not really. I think you see, I don't know. Well, if he doesn't have judgment, because I'm thinking, okay, if he doesn't have judgment, then maybe I can't actually kill him because he's at the 8,000 life. But if he doesn't have judgment, and I have lightning storm, then I just clear his monsters and I'm winning anyways. So I think it's all. I mean, these are the cards that were played at this time. So based on this, I think this was a pretty good game. Game one was a little silly by me. This one also, I don't think I took too long on my plays, but still kind of bad. But not, I don't think as bad. But yeah, all right. There's a lot of rambling. This is a long episode. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm rambling on my thoughts. I have a couple of videos I want to make. Having some trouble syncing in on my final list for the regional. I kind of want to talk about it. I kind of want to like bring you guys in and show you like the few lists I'm looking at and tell you what your thoughts are. Let me know if you guys care for me to do that or not. I have like 2 days to the regional, so I'll be posting it soon. But yeah, all right. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.